Welcome back, guys. Fantasy Sports Guru here over at fantasysportsadvice.sportsblog.com. Check that out if you want some of that. There'll be all these articles in writing, so you can have that printed off. Look for it. Good luck. Week 7 is almost in the books. We've got one game tonight. It is the Giants versus the Vikings. It's probably just a little bit more exciting than Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars this week, or any week. But Week 7, this is Week 7 injury fantasy impacted players. Now, Week 7 was absolutely brutal for top fantasy players. Just unreal injuries all in one day. So, and with all weeks, there's in football, modern medicine, everyone, they're going to be bigger, they're going to hit harder, and they're going to be stronger. But this week was unbelievable for the impacted players. So let's get right down to it. Saints tight end Jimmy Graham, he had a foot problem, and he didn't do much last time. They were on a bye week this week. He is not, at this point, this is Monday, so it could change, so look back. At this point, he is unsure if he will play this week, and that's something to look forward to. He did not do anything for week 6 when he was in the game. They had a bye week. Now he's going to be back for week 8, possibly. They don't know. So check back later on, probably Friday, give or take, to make sure if he's on or not. 2, Bills running back Fred Jackson said he has re-aggravated the sprained MCL in his left knee on Sunday. This bad news to Jackson could be what sparks C.J. Spiller. C.J. Spiller is the other running back on the Bills that has split almost even time with Jackson. Spiller, I think his ADP, average draft position, was about 9, and he has not lived up to that. He has got less than 5 fantasy points in all but 2 weeks. So he has just absolutely hurt his fantasy owners who took him early in the round. Myself included, on my season-long one, I took him. He was my first pick, and I had 5th pick, and he has just absolutely killed me. So hopefully this will spell good news for him. Check back later in the week, obviously, just to make sure. Colts wide receiver Reggie Wayne was tested on the field last night after cutting back on a play on an underthrown pass and went directly down, pointing to his knee. Field tests were pointing towards a torn ACL or an ACL problem, and the MRI did come back today, and it is official. It's ACL tear, season over, career possibly in jeopardy because he is so old and he has played so long. I personally do not think, I think we've seen the last of Reggie Wayne. Unfortunately, that being said, he's just too old to come back, in my opinion. Modern medicine could void what I just said, could help him out. I'm sad to say that one of the greats wide receivers as of late, and for Colts franchise, probably saw his last playing game, although it was beating his own former teammate Peyton Manning and the then undefeated Broncos. Unfortunately for Reggie Wayne, it does not look good. It looks like a career ending, so just look for that. If you are in need of a wide receiver, because he did go out, look, there's Green Bay's Garrett Boykin, who will be filling in a lot because of other injuries, and we'll get to that in a minute. San Diego's Keenan Allen still is available in most leagues, so check those out. Rams quarterback Sam Bradford tore his ACL in Sunday's loss to the Carolina Panthers in their 30-15 loss. It was late in the game. It was only about 4 minutes left in the game. He came down awkwardly, and it is a season-ending ACL tear. Kellen Clemens came in and did some mop-up duty, but it was already a lost cause. I'm not sure how many Sam Bradford owners there were out there. If you had a deep league and you needed... Sam Bradford was having a good year, putting up solid, quiet numbers. His season is over. This obviously guaranteed will bring news and rumors of a Tim Tebow NFL signing, which it's the Rams. It's not going to hurt anything. Give it a try. I am a Tebow supporter. Give it a try. Also, Vince Young could come back. The Vince Young who won the Heisman is not anymore. He has not looked like what he did when he won that Heisman, but he's also probably the most game-ready quarterback as of now. So look back for that. Kellen Clemens, I don't believe he's going to be a long-term fix, and I feel like they're going to try to sign someone this week. Come on, Tebow. Bears, Jay Cutler, quarterback. He landed awkwardly and ended up having a groin tear. Not tear. He hurt his groin enough where he is out 4 to 6 weeks. They're not being too specific on it. The MRI did reveal stuff, but they're not being exactly specific what it did entail. But they are saying 4 to 6 weeks for Jay Cutler. And Josh McCown did come in, and he did a pretty good job. And he led them down the field, led them to a potential win. Unfortunately, RG3 was a little bit better, and he ended up getting that win yesterday. Chicago is set to sign Jordan Palmer to back up Jay Cutler's backup McGowan, so we can there might be a quarterback competition there for a couple weeks. We don't know. Check back for that later on just to make sure. Not that you're going to go with either of those, but if they do end up having a potentially good matchup and their price is low, which it should probably be just $4,500, I don't know, on FanDuel, it should be pretty low for them. Eagles quarterback Nick Foles started in place of Mike Vick, who was out with a hamstring injury, ended up taking a head injury and leaving the game, and it turns out he did have a concussion, so whether or not he can come back, whether or not Mike Vick will be back for Week 8 is unsure at this time, but what is sure is rookie, former USC quarterback Matt Barkley came in. His season debut, or his NFL debut, was awful. Who knows how much he's got in him, how long he's going to be here. Is he going to be another Mark Sanchez who also came from USC? We aren't sure yet. He had an embarrassingly awful day. Texans running back Arian Foster aggravated a hamstring during Houston's 17-16 loss to the now sole undefeated team of the Kansas City Chiefs. Shocked about that? So is all of America. Unfortunately for owners who took him in daily fantasy sports and just had him in the season fantasy sports, he had 4 carries for 11 yards and just absolutely killed some people's fantasy teams. And they have a bye week coming, so I look for him to be back next week, and I don't see this being a problem at all. Scary moment yesterday. Packers tight end Jermichael Finley completed a pass from Aaron Rodgers of 10 yards and turned to cut up field, got hit from the back, which pushed him this way, which pushed him forward, and a cornerback from the Browns came in, lowered, accidentally hit him with his shoulder and his head. It compressed his neck. He ended up on the field, not being able to move for about 6 minutes. When he was being carted off, he was able to move his extremities. He did give a thumbs up, and reports are now in that he was in the intensive care unit. No other report whether or not he had surgery last night. This does not look good. I don't expect him back this whole season. Hopefully it's not a career ender because he is pretty young. He does have a family. This is a scary moment for all. And again, everyone's getting huge, getting big. There are going to be injuries, but this is one of the biggest ones. As far as we know, he can move his extremities. He can do all that. But it is a scary thing, especially seeing he was in the IC unit overnight. Look back for that, but hopefully he is all right. And the 9th one that we're going to talk about is Tampa Bay running back Doug Martin. There are early reports in the day that says that he has a torn pectoral muscle and he is out for the season. And then Greg Schiano is saying that it is not a season-ending injury and he could be back. But we don't know if they're playing cat or mouse right now. And this just deals the final, not that this is the final blow, but this is pretty much going to signify that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers season is over. Not that it wasn't already, as they are 0-6. But again, I myself, and I know most people will pray for recoveries for most, if not all. I know there'll be people who say bad about other people, but at least they're in the league playing. And especially Jermichael Finley, shout out to him, because that is a scary thing ever to see your own teammate, player, or one of your favorite players to be motionless on the ground, especially for a long period of time, and learning that he ended up being in the intensive care unit. So if you like this, Thank you. Thumbs that up. Subscribe. Tell everyone about it. Check my sports blog over at fantasysportsadvice.sportsblog.com. I have a contest running through the end of October where you could win an easy $75 for maybe 5 minutes of your work or your time. And check that out. There'll be a video on that after this. So good luck with your fantasy. Look back to this and look over to my blog to get the latest updates. And there will be later updates for NFL football probably about Wednesday, but I'm always, every single day I have a few articles coming out. It's informative. I do my stats, I do my research, and a lot of time and effort go into my picks. So good luck with Fantasy Week 8. Bring home the money and check out the contest over there on my YouTube and over there on my sports blog over at fantasysportsadvice.sportsblog.com. Have a good day.